Well, good evening, everybody. Part of a challenge of having a YouTube channel is just trying to decide what sort of content you want to provide. Usually, this time of year, I'm pretty limited to starting DIY projects, either around the house or with the car. So, I think what I'll do is I'm going to give you basically an update on the 2014 Maxima. So, I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. And I just filled the car up, and actually I was going to give an update on my MPG. We actually just took a trip, so I've got 391 miles in this tank. I got about 26.8 miles to the gallon for the trip, and that actually includes a highway trip from the Twin Cities Metro to a little town called Wilmer, which is about 2 hours west on Highway 12. And then commuting, got kind of an extended commute, dropping one of my kids off at a class on the east side of the metro. I live on the west side. So I've got about a 40-mile commute to work daily right now. So I'm doing some highway driving, some city driving, and I think considering that's actually pretty decent. The weather's been kind of cold. Traffic's been kind of heavy in spots. But these extended ranges, I can actually get fairly decent cruising range out of this car. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the trip odometer. So a little stock here, back to 0. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and reset the MPG. So let's go ahead and skip so 26.8. We'll go ahead and reset this. Let's see here. There we go. I have to scroll through the menus. I think basically the menu system is not terribly intuitive. It's probably better on the newer Maxima on the 8th gen. The 7th gen came out in 2009, so I think you got some kind of the legacy menus from that era. Otherwise, overall, my present cruising range, I'm going to leave this sort of secondary fuel economy meter, which I kind of keep as more of a lifetime average. So 484 miles to empty with a full tank. That's really nice cruising range. So far, issues with the car. Really, I can't say there's anything that the car's done to me that's the car's fault. A couple weeks ago, we had a very cold day, and I picked up a nail, and the TPMS warning came up, and the left rear tire went flat as a pancake. And so I had to call road service, get the donut spare mounted, and get the tire repaired. Luckily, they were able to put a plug in it and get that fixed, and so far, no issues. Another issue I had was last week. It was 10 below 0. The car had been sitting outside, and I had an issue with a oil leak. It was coming from the oil filter. Apparently, it was an aftermarket oil filter that was defective. So 10 below, oil's pretty thick, cold start, found the weakest spot to breach and leak, and that's where it did. Wasn't much of a leak, but it was enough to get my attention. So took it to the Nissan dealer. They basically just did an oil change, put a new filter in, factory Nissan filter, and we're good to go there. So been watching for leaks, haven't seen anything. We've got some cold weather coming up this weekend, so I'm going to keep an eye on that just to make sure there's nothing systematically wrong with the engine that's causing that to leak out at cold temperatures. Any other Nissan owners would care to comment on that with the VQ engines? I know the VQ's been around a long time. It's been pretty reliable. So that's pretty much all I have. Otherwise, we've got some winter weather coming, so I basically want everybody to drive safe, stay warm, and have a good evening. Talk to you later.